What's going on, everybody? Welcome back if you've been here before. I'm NeonMushroom. Today we're playing some MTGO. Before we get into the deck we're playing, you know what? Yeah, here we go. Very importantly, a lot of you have asked, hey, when do you stream? It's a bit sporadic, especially when we're doing paper streams. But if you're watching this the day this video comes out, within the first hour or two that this video comes out, at around 5:30, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, today we're doing a huge paper stream on Twitch. So go make that if you can. If you can't, that's totally fine. We'll talk about this deck we're about to play today, because I'm still in my quest to understand like every single Premodern deck to the best of my ability, so I can continue to make content for you guys. So I'm gonna try to wrap my head around Stompy, and let's go over what Stompy is, because we have not touched on this deck whatsoever. I think the closest we've gotten is LLL, or Legion Land Loss, which is a totally different deck. So what are we doing? Firstly, we're playing 20 lands. This is not your 10 land Stompy deck. So if you're familiar with Premodern, and 10 land Stompy is an older deck, but you might be familiar with that, this is not quite what we're doing. We've got 8 Soul Lands, an Ancient Tomb and City of Traitors, 10 green sources. I think we need to open every single game with access to one of them, so 10 seems like a fine number. 2 Wastelands, then we're doing some dorks. We got Fyndhorn Elves. I like Fyndhorn better than Lumwar, just because I have Black Border Fyndhorn, so that's what we'll be playing in paper when we get around to playing this deck as well. And Elvish Spirit Guide. Then we've got some Wild Growths, which also kind of double as, ooh, we're getting Stompy with it. Yeah, we sure are, Cold Robin. And then we're doing Wild Growth, which also accelerates our mana. And Rancor. Why are we playing Rancor? Because it's a Stompy deck. We've got Erhnam Djinn, which is a 4/5 with other text, but don't worry about that other text. It's a 4/5 for 4 mana. In this format, that's crazy. We want to try to play it turn 2, turn 3, and then maybe if we don't have that, play a Blastoderm or a Ravenous Baloth, maybe a Call of the Herd or a Masticore, and then after we slam our threat, we want to slam the door shut with Tangle Wire and Winter Orb. The sideboard, unsurprisingly, full of sideboard cards. We'll talk about those when we get there. Let's hop into some games. All right, we found opponent number 1, Prince Vogelfrey. I'm certain that was incorrect. Can we keep our opening hand? There's no lands, but there's no lands, and this isn't an elf. So I could go like Elvish Spirit Guide, Wild Growth, nothing, and do nothing. And that seems poor, so we're gonna take a mulligan here. This hand has, interestingly, turn 3 Blastoderm, turn 4 Tangle Wire. Is that like okay? I think I'm gonna keep this. I don't know how good it actually is. I think I only need 1 Ancient Tomb, so we'll pitch 1. Hit done. Let's see if we can pull something together with this. I'm so hoping blue-black land still works. I want to see. Yeah, we'll be jamming it. We're actually playing it in paper tonight. If you didn't catch the beginning, we will be playing some paper stream around 5:30, 6 p.m. today. We're double queuing today for streams. We got a Tinderwall, but that's a forest, so I don't think it's Balancing Act. Let's untap and draw. It's Elvish Spirit Guide. That is a turn 2 Blastoderm. Turn 2 Blastoderm, turn 3 Tangle Wire. Let's just open on a forest so we don't get strip mined, and then pass the turn. Then next turn we'll go pitch Spirit Guide Blastoderm, follow it up with a Tangle Wire, and try to win the game that way. I mean, we'll need to get the other 5 damage done, and the over-under on them blocking with Tinderwall isn't 0, but we'll see what we can do. Rampant Growth? Okay, our opponent's ramping. Little spooky. But I think we need to stay the course and just turn 2 Blastoderm. All right, there's a Ravenous Baloth, also not the worst. Let's go Ancient Tomb, pitch for a green, 2 mana, Blastoderm, then pass the turn. Can you beat this turn 2 Blastoderm? Probably. They've got a blocker, so that's like pretty good already. Turn 1 Wild Growth, opponent's land, very smart. Sylvan Library, we're not sweating a library, that's for sure. They have 2 mana up, so I'm a little bit worried about Naturalize, but I still think I should try to get my Tangle Wire in play now. I can also Wasteland our opponent. So I've got 2 Wastelands even, so let's start with combat and attack for 5. You wanna block this? Nope, you're taking 5, okay. Then let's go 2, 3, Tangle Wire, Wasteland, pop it, hit Carpulzan Forest, and then they're gonna fetch in response. Maybe they just naturalize the Tangle Wire, which is what it is, you know. All right, and you go, opponent. I mean, I hope they have it. I was gonna say, if they don't have naturalize, that play doesn't make sense because the fetch being in play makes the Sylvan Library so much better. All right, they kept a card, so they're at 10. There's an Ancient Tomb. What does this mean? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They pay 2 for the Ancient Tomb. Premodern. When this creature dies, create a 6/6 green worm token with trample. Well, that outclasses my Blastoderm. That's a little bit spooky. All right, untap, fading counter goes away. Draw. Okay, we could Wasteland Ancient Tomb here. I kind of feel like I'm supposed to play a forest and get Ravenous Baloth into play. Ravenous, that's what we're gonna do. 1, 2, 3, 4, Ravenous Baloth. What do we think about that, opponent? Now this thing is a 6/6, so we're just passing. Their Stompy deck is stompier than ours. I wasn't expecting that. A Rancor here could be good. 1, 2, Rampant Growth? Sure, that's fine. They can't attack. That would be horrible. All right, they're passing to us. I think we send in with Blastoderm and Baloth here. If they're smart, they'll block Baloth. You know, and we'll open on Wasteland, the Ancient Tomb, just to keep them off of extra mana. If they're smart, they'll block the Baloth. Although I could just sack the Baloth and get 5 through. It gets a little bit fishy because if they block the Baloth, I'm gonna lose the Blastoderm next turn. I'll get to play this Blastoderm, but then I'll like have to draw a Rancor or something. With ramp, this is just more big green creatures. Yeah, exactly. Let's go to combat. Let's do get busy with both. Let's hope our opponent makes a mistake and blocks Blastoderm for some reason. They don't. So what we'll do is we'll actually sacrifice the Ravenous Baloth itself and go up to 18. And then they'll take 5 and go to 3. Now they can't take any more cards off the library. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, take 2 and play Blastoderm. And then hope we can find a way to get around this giant worm they have. What's going on, Scryhard? How you doing, baby? We're just hanging out, playing some Stompy, getting ready for tonight's paper stream. Orcish Lumberjack, sacrifice a forest, add 3 mana in any combination. That's fine. You cannot attack, but neither can I, because I have to sacrifice this Blastoderm. We draw a Call of the Herd. I've seen worse draws. We just need to do that, right? Yeah, forest, tap for 1, 2, 3, Call of the Herd, and then pass the turn. And then I think we have to get in with both and then play another Call of the Herd. Call of the Herd's actually not a bad draw here. Now, if they find a way like to deal with our elephants, it's a little bit spookier. But they're at 3 and elephants attack for 3. So if they can't get another fatty into play, we could be cooking. We'll have to see though. They play a mountain, they go to combat. Attacking is inadvisable. They pass to me. I untap, fading counter goes away, and I draw a card. City of Traitors. Okay, sure. Let's go to combat. What we're gonna do is attack with both and hope they don't have like a bolt or something. Because they'll be forced to go like worm on the elephant or whatever, this on the Blastoderm, however, take no damage. But I'll be left with one of my creatures. They'll have to lose one. Then I'll flashback the Call of the Herd, and hopefully if they don't have a follow-up, they are just dead. So we'll go to combat, full send. Bonk. Yep, they block in the way that we thought they might. And then we go, I guess we'll just hold the city. It doesn't really matter. You know what? I don't want to take damage. City of Traitors, 1, 2, 3, 4, flashback call. Opponent, you have to find an out now. Library does library things. Simply another Orcish Lumberjack would be plenty. Now, if I draw like Rancor, that changes the name of the game. And we do play 4 Rancor. Pressuring them down to 3 so they can't take extra cards at the library is quite good for us. It's another forest. What could they play for 6? The worm costs 7, luckily. 1, 2, 3. How complicated could this spell be? 4. Is it your own Blastoderm? Weird Harvest. Each player may search your library for up to X creature cards, reveal those cards, put them into their hand, and then shuffle? Okay. Yes, I will search my library for 2 creature cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have access to 7 mana. How would we like to do this? We could grab... Genesis doesn't actually do anything. What are our best options here? Erhnam Djinn seems medium. Masticore seems kind of cool, but it's going to be hard to feed. Let me see. I can cast a Djinn. And after casting Djinn, how much mana will I have left over? Elvish Spirit Guide should have flying. Fight me on that. Let me see. Erhnam Djinn, I can cast 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 mana, and there's really no 3 drops I can get. I could get Genesis and just try to get it into the graveyard so I can keep buying back things. I could see that actually being okay. Let's grab Erhnam Djinn, because it's just a big fat fatty that won't kill itself. And then let's grab Genesis, because I think our opponent's trying to set up for a long game. Those 2. Yeah, you've got an Orcish Lumberjack, so they're just setting up to live another turn, basically. My Blastoderm, this is the last turn it can attack, so I think I should send in again to force them to lose a thing. What was the other creature they got? I should probably look into that, huh? Oh no, yeah, they have to reveal it, right? Call, Sylvan Library, Forest, Weird Harvest, X's 2. Do I not get to see what you got off the Weird Harvest? Seems like I should have access to that information. Weird. Also sprites should have flying, should probably just do an errata. I agree. Ooh, I drew an Ancient Tomb. I can cast both of these now, right? I'll lose the City of Traitors, but effectively, yes. Let's go to combat. I should ship in with everything. That is just the way I should play this turn. You'll lose your Lumberjack. I'll lose both creatures. You just kill the elephant and then chump the Blastoderm. But then I go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this is 9. So tap for 2. Play Ancient Tomb, sacrifice City of Traitors. Then we'll go green and 2, and that is enough to cast Genesis. And then we'll go green, green, 2, go to 12, and that's enough to cast Erhnam Djinn. And then I will pass. Seems like they needed to do that Weird Harvest to live, but now they have to put like so many creatures in play. And if I simply block with now the Erhnam Djinn, interestingly, will actually be able to give a non-wall creature opponent controls force walk until my next upkeep. You know, that's at the beginning of my upkeep, so I can actually block this worm if they attack with it. Meaning I get my Genesis, meaning that I can start to loop Ravenous Baloth. They're tapping for 5 for a Crater Hellion. When it enters, it deals 4 damage to each creature. Brutal, but I get to keep my Erhnam Djinn, and my Genesis just goes to the bin. They can't attack. Oh, I guess no, they totally can attack. but I can trade my Erhnam Djinn for the worm. That's a 6/6. Let's do that. We're gonna take a bunch of trample damage, but they'll have one less creature. And then, oh, they're gonna make a 6/6 though. Oh, that's so good. Okay, we're gonna lose the Blastoderm. Do we wanna buy back? You know, even if we buy, no, we're just dead. We're gonna concede the game. I forgot that their stupid worm lays a worm egg and they get another worm. How do we beat our opponent's deck who just inherently goes bigger than ours? I guess we just gotta go faster. We probably want to take out Sylvan Libraries too. I don't know how good Winter Orb's gonna be. Crater Hellion is sweet. Do you like worms? Because this is how you get worms. Thanks, Knight of Bawa. I appreciate that. I think I just need to be the beatdown. I think Masticore doesn't have text. I think Genesis might be hopeful, but we're gonna try to keep it. I like all my creatures. I think maybe like Winter Orb's a little bit weird. Although on the play, I don't really want to lose my Winter Orb combination with Tangle Wire. I'm gonna try to keep that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trim on Genesis. I'll cut the Masticore on the Genesis. I want a couple Naturalize just to be able to handle the, I think opponent is on sneak attack. Could be, I didn't even think about that. Good call. So Naturalize, very good. And since, and now that you brought that up, since they might be on sneak attack, I kind of feel like I want at least another Naturalize. What do we take out for it? I'll lose one Winter Orb. Let's go. Submit. I would like to play first. This hand kind of blows. We can get Fyndhorn Elves, City of Traitors into play plus Winter Orb, but I don't know what that does. And we'll never have our second green source. We're gonna mulligan. Here we've got land, Tangle Wire, and a bunch of 4-drops. Chat, I think we gotta mulligan that. Here we've got land, Fyndhorn Elves, Naturalize, Hall of the Herd, pitch Blastoderm, pitch Rancor. Okay, I think we have to keep this. We'll pitch Rancor and Blastoderm. And we're gonna try to play a game all about Winter Orb. Forest, tap it, Fyndhorn Elves, pass. Tinderwall, yeah, you got it. That's a Tinderwall. They pass to me. Land off the top, please. Rats, no land off the top. Well, we're going to take this opportunity to put Winter Orb into play. Hopefully that slows them down somewhat. Then we do have these Naturalizes so that they ever resolve like a Sylvan Library or Show and Tell / Sneak Attack is the one they would play in this deck. We have some action against it. And maybe they see the Winter Orb and feel they need to Naturalize, which would be pretty reasonable if we can top deck the land and start getting Caller Herds into play. They just pass, sure, draw land. Another Winter Orb. Seems poor. I think we'll play it just in case they want to Naturalize the Winter Orb at end step. Pass the turn. They don't fetch. Now they fetch in their upkeep. Mountain, Carpulzan Forest. 2 red. We tapping out. What's the 5-drop? Oh, there's the sneak attack. So they can sneak attack us here. And if it's a, what's the name of that stupid card that attacks creatures? It's just a worm. So they're going to wind up with a 6/6, which is bad for us because they sack the worm, get a 6/6, and I'm stuck with it. But I can at least hit the sneak attack. Opponent does have great taste in basics. We're just using the mana traders, so we don't get much of a choice. All right, well, I think we're gonna die to this 6/6, but we're gonna take out the sneak attack. If we can draw like a City of Traitors and start like chaining Blastoderms and Call of the Herds, we might be able to find a way out. There's Orcish Lumberjack. That's so much mana. Attack for 6. Opponent's a deck. Opponent's a deck. Opponent's deck, very impressive right now. City? It's a forest. Okay, we'll get the Call of the Herd in play. Pass the turn. We can afford one more hit off the worm. We kind of just need to draw like untap forest, draw ideally City of Traitors. I'll take an Ancient Tomb and then put Blastoderm in play to start to hold off this worm token and hope they don't have any more gas. I think that's our like only way out. And I'm not blocking here, so it does have to be City. His Ancient Tomb will kill us. They're fetching. Chat, what if they play Fling? Sack a bunch of manas. Ooh, Crater Hellion. Okay, we're super dead here. We got out stomped round 1. Our opponent was playing a Sneak Attack, which is a deck I want to play soon. But for now, let's hop into another game. All right, we're going into round 2, and this hand has we can actually open on, if we wanted to, we could open on Winter Orb. Although I think we'd rather just like get our threat into play and then Winter Orb plus Tangle Wire. And I think that would be pretty cool. So we're gonna keep and just open on Forest. Yeah, that's what we do. Forest, pass. Swamp, nothing? Okay, love to see it. Let's go, let's see here. I think we'll go, do we just Tangle Wire now? Let's see, if I Tangle Wire now, I have to go Ancient Tomb, take 2, Tangle Wire. Then on my turn, I'll have to tap Tangle Wire in both of my lands and do nothing. So I think it's still better to just play Forest and pass. I don't want a Winter Orb because I kind of want to get my Derm into play. Then the following turn, I can actually Wire plus Winter Orb. Wasteland, really glad I didn't play a non-basic, huh? Sphere of Resistance, that's quite good. We've got some play into it though. Ooh, Fyndhorn Elves. Okay, here's what we'll do. We're gonna go, they've got the Wasteland. Should I Wasteland their Wasteland and just jam my own Fyndhorn Elves? Is that where we're at? I think so. Wasteland, crack it, hit your Wasteland. No Wasteland for you. Tap 2, play Fyndhorn Elves past turn. Next turn I'll have 5 mana, so I can jam my Blastoderm and it'll be protected from Diabolic Edicts. Another Wasteland, okay. Here we are. On tap, draw. It's a Genesis. I think I'm going to sack the tomb now. I think we kind of have to. So Ancient Tomb, tap for 2, 3, 4, 5, Blastoderm, and then they can hit the Ancient Tomb with Wasteland and continue to, oh, they didn't do that. That's weird. What do they want to do on 3? Watch them have main board perish. It's going to be not a day for me. Nope, they just Wasteland the Ancient Tomb. Okay, so now I can get I could get Winter Orb into play. This is regular Stompy, right? Yeah, this is like regular 20 land, a bunch of soul land Stompy, exactly. I could just play Forest and get Tangle Wire into play. We're gonna start with combat though. Attack with all creatures. Yeah, I haven't actually looked at Michael Flores's Stompy list, but I know he's been really high on Stompy. I do intend to try that list at some point very soon. And then we'll go, I guess we could have held the Fyndhorn Elves back and saved the Spirit Guide. Maybe that would have been better, but we're just gonna do this. We'll go ahead and exile this for a green, and then we'll play Tangle Wire, beep, 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 and then use the green. And then you can go, and I'd like you to tap all your permanents, please. I'm going to prison you out and then attack you for lethal. To be fair, he was really high on stasis and that didn't work out. That's fair. Michael Flores tends to get a little passionate when he's getting into a deck. Luckily, we have landed to keep him kind of in check. We'll put the fading trigger on the stack. Then we will, I want the fading to happen first, so we'll put the Tangle Wire trigger on the stack, and then it will lose a counter, and then we will resolve the Tangle Wire. We'll tap Tangle Wire, land, and then the Blastoderm will lose a fading counter. Then I'll draw. It's an Elvish Spirit Guide. I can actually get Winter Orb into play now. I think I will. I get 2 more attacks with this, and 6 + 6 is not 14. So I think that's kind of what we want to do. Just get Warb in play. Yeah, we'll go to combat. Attack for 5, bring you to 9. Then how do I play from under my own Warb here? I'm done thinking about it. I'm going to pitch this to make a green. Then I'm going to go green, green, and I'm going to cast Winter Orb. Go ahead. Please tap all of your permanents. All right, they're tapped out. That's great. They're just passing. Okay, we get 1 more smack with this Blastoderm. I'll untap a Forest, and then we will put the fading counter, followed by the Tangle Wire, followed by Tangle Wire's fading, and then it will lose a counter. And then to the Tangle Wire, we'll just tap land plus Tangle Wire, because I'm not interested in tapping my Winter Orb down so they can untap those. Oh, you know what I could have done? I think I'm dumb. I could have set it up so, no, the untap happens first, so it doesn't matter. So scratch that. I couldn't have done anything crazy. Then we will tap to the Tangle Wire. We'll tap Tangle Wire itself, plus let's say Forest. And then Derm loses its last counter. There's another Winter Orb. We'll go to combat. We'll get busy with everything. Take you to 3. I wonder if I can get the job done with 3 Fyndhorn Elves attacks. Tap the rest of your permanents. I've toured around with green Soul Land Stompy before. It felt like a worse Wildfire Dragon deck because of the because you lack that finisher. That's true. Blastoderm does struggle to finish games. It can't actually deal 20 damage by itself. Although our opponent did just concede. I was a little worried about dealing that last 3 points of damage, and we figured it out anyway. Okay, so what is our opponent doing? They've got black lands, they've got Wasteland, they've got Sphere of Resistance. I really don't know what all of that means together. Do we think that they're playing a bunch of instant speed removal? I don't think they're going to be playing enough that Hidden Gibbons becomes good, right? That seems hopeful. Tsabo's Web, I bet, if I was a betting person, that they have Mishra's Factories, but I don't know if that's enough because they're really never going to have a tapped Wasteland. I came for Stompy, I get taxed. I'm not sure I'm going to like this format. You might not like this format. I mean, that's a 5/5 for 4. I don't know how to help you. Let's see here. I think we want, do we want Naturalize for Reclamation? We're already so naturally high on mana that I don't think we need to destroy their Reclamation or their Sphere of Resistance. Am I gonna not sideboard right now? That seems wrong. I think Masticore is probably not where we want to be. I think we actively want Genesis in the matchup. Do we just like bring a couple Hidden Gibbons into the matchup? They could have Smother. Is that like all they could have? I'm at a loss for what I want. Let's bring in like an Naturalize, just in case they're playing Contamination or something. Maybe more than 1 Naturalize, maybe like also take out on the draw. No, on the draw, Winter Orb actually might be better. Maybe Rancor to fade single target removal. I'm not exactly sure what we're up against, so I'm just going to bring in a couple Naturalize. Yeah, I do like the mono white control decks with the Soul Lands. Those do seem sweet. So this hand has 1, 2 mana sources for 3 mana. I can turn 1 Wild Growth my Forest, and then I can turn 1 Fyndhorn Elves, turn 2 Tomb, tap the Fyndhorn Elves, Wild Growth my Forest, Blastoderm. Don't duress me. Don't duress me. You fucker. Okay, my hand got a little bit slower, unless of course I just top deck Wild Growth, but I think they're supposed to take Wild Growth here unless they have no clue what's going on. Great, okay. They took my Winter Orb. Our turn 1, turn 2 sequence is still alive. And we drew another Fyndhorn Elves. Let's go Forest, tap it, Fyndhorn, pass. We might actually lead on Ravenous Baloth. Swamp, sure. Pass to me. Amazing. On tap, draw. Okay, they didn't take out the Fyndhorn Elves. That's amazing. Let's go tap for green, Wild Growth, the Forest, Ancient Tomb, 2/2, and then play. Maybe we should just lead on the Blastoderm though, right? No, because the Blastoderm will kill itself if they Wasteland us. I'd rather, yeah, let's just play the Ravenous Baloth first, and then we'll pass the turn. Turn 2, 4/4. That's about as stompy as it gets, chat. Wasteland, sure. They can hit my Ancient Tomb if they'd like to. They're gonna tap for 3 instead. What does it do? Icequake, destroy target land. If that land was a snow land, it deals 1 damage to that land's controller, sure. That happens. So what we're gonna do here is play another giant creature. We're gonna go pitch, Elvish Spirit Guide, green to Blastoderm, go to combat, attack for 4, hope they don't have perish, and simply pass the turn. What's going on, Slim Shady? How you doing, baby? 1, duress. You miss. 2, 3, powder keg. Okay, pass to me. I will untap. I will lose the fading counter. I will draw. City of Traitors is pretty cool. I can just play my Genesis. Let's go to combat. Attack, attack. You take 9. City of Traitors. Boop, boop, boop. Genesis. Go. Okay, we got there. I don't know exactly what our opponent was up to, but we beat them before finding out. Let's play, you know, we got to do at least one more game with Stompy. Let's hop back in. All right, we found our round 3 opponent. Let's see if we can keep an opener. We've got turn 2 Call the Herd, turn 3 Call the Herd. We have Winter Orb and Rancor. I think we're just going to keep this on the power of Call of the Herd. Stomp and Chomp does have a pre-modern ring to it. Yeah, when I go over to my partner's house, sometimes we go have dinner with her dad. And usually I have to leave like right after dinner. I made the mistake one time of saying, oh, sorry, I got to chomp and stomp today. And it blew her mind, and now she says it every chance she has, every opportunity she has. And I did it to myself. I get what I deserve. All right, Fairy Conclave. Yeah, we're going for it. Hopefully they don't have Powder Keg, because we have, ooh, Ancient Tomb for free. All right, beep, beep. Call of the Herd. Go. I intend to Call of the Herd you again next turn. They've only got blue up. I wonder if I should just Rancor here. Wait, can I Wild Growth a non-forest? I can. Let's play a forest. Let's Rancor my elephant and see if they have chain. They have the chain, so that happens. We will not copy it. Okay. And then I think we would like to, do we want to develop our Winter Orb now? I think I'd rather develop Wild Growth now. So let's go Wild Growth. I will just put it on a forest. What's going on, Juice? How you doing, baby? We could just resolve Winter Orb here. You know, we can resolve Winter Orb and Flashback Call of the Herd. Is that good? I don't actually know. I'm gonna do it. Warb? All right, go ahead, opponent. What time are you thinking for tonight? Hyper Guy, what's up, baby? Kevin, if you're wanting to watch some Paper Magic, tonight 5:30 to 6, somewhere in that zone, Eastern Standard Time, we're doing a paper stream. We got some sick decks. All right, there's a Quicksand. So we're playing against Tide Control. We'll untap the Forest. I think we just need to try to do things. So here's the City of Traitors. Beat, boop, Call of the Herd. Opponent, you got the gas, buddy? Tap for 1/2 mana leak. You got it. Go. This matchup is going to be a great Hidden Gibbons matchup. I've edited the secret deck. Oh shit. Make sure you DM me the URL. What are your thoughts on Quicksilver Dragon as a control finisher? Can you give me the text on Quicksilver Dragon? Juice, do we have the ability to exclamation point card and have it pull it up yet? Do you know? All right, they play a tapped land. We're going to untap our forest, draw Wild Growth. Okay, we'll play a forest, and then we'll sacrifice the City of Traitors, and then we'll tap the forest, and we'll Wild Growth our own forest, just to have more mana. And then we'll simply pass the turn. Not yet. Work on adding that. Thank you, Juice. Appreciate you, buddy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Parallax Tide? Sure. So they can take out our entire mana base. Not great. Yep, they're all gone, good buddy. Land, yep. They must have the Stifle in hand. I'm gonna make them show us the Stifle, and I'm not gonna develop the forest into it. All right, Tide Triggers, sure. You guys are welcome for not playing this deck on the channel yet. At some point, I'm sure we will, but this deck to me is about as boring gets. All right, pass to you. And I like control decks. All right, do you have Stifle? I will concede to a Stifle. There's Stifle. Okay, we're going to game 2 versus Tide Control. Let's see what we have post board. I think Tsabo's Web's going to be quite good against Quicksand. It's going to be good against Fairy Conclave, Mishra's Factory. We'll have to talk about Naturalize in the moment. I think it could be a trap. We definitely want Hidden Gibbons. Naturalize. So we can Naturalize a Parallax Tide, but like they're going to do that themselves anyway, right? Now, being able to Naturalize a Powder Keg could be pretty cool, but they have to get Powder Keg to like fucking 4 for it to affect our bottom line. I don't think we're sweating that. So I think I'm actually going to, and if anyone disagrees, let me know if you think I should be bringing in Naturalize in this matchup. For now, I'm simply not going to. Caller of the Claw, I think we just want to get into play and make it their problem. So I think these 5. And I think what we don't want, I still like Tangle Wire. I actually love Winter Orb. I think that I would like to lose Masticore. I think I'd like to lose, I don't really need Rancor to do good things in combat. Also, Chain of Vapor is a nightmare when I'm trying to cast it. So I think I should just cut my Rancors. So let's cut the Rancors, cut the Masticore, bring in some webs and Hidden Gibbons, and ship the deck. For game 2, you should be okay with your sideboard plan, but if you get to game 3, Naturalize comes in. I could see that. Although Naturalizing Tide doesn't actually do anything. That's the problem with Naturalizing the Tide matchup. I did win the die roll, so I would like to play first. Let's see what we got. We've got a turn 1 Tsabo's Web, draw a card, turn 2 call. I think we keep on that. Yep, let's go. All right, we're gonna start immediately, opponent. Tsabo's Web. All right, take a draw step, bam, pass. Okay, Big Fat Fatties is a good place to start. They have a very limited number of Chain of Vapors. Another Fatty, amazing. 1, 2, 3, call the herd. All right, go. You can chain this if you'd like. I'm simply going to play another one next turn. I will not sacrifice a land. Continue. Island, yes. That's good. All right, here we go. On tap, Tangle Wire. I could Tangle Wire here. Plays around Force Spike, which this deck does sometimes play. Let's see if they have something for this Tangle Wire. Oh, no, sure. Go. Fairy Conclave does not on tap under Tsabo's Web. So that's pretty great. On tap, there's a Genesis. Let's cast. I kind of want to drain their hand of resources. I'm going to play Blastoderm simply to force Chain of Vapor to not be an out to the situation. Derm. All right, go opponent. Impulse, absolutely. I wonder what they're looking for here. More Chain of Vapors usually in this spot is what our opponent would want, I think. Okay, you go. I have 15 darn talk to text. Are you talk to texting in chat right now, Kevin? What a boss. All right, we're gonna untap. We're gonna lose a counter off our Blastoderm. Sad. Wasteland's cool. Let's go. We can play around Mana Leak with this Wasteland, actually. Let's go to combat and attack for 5. Take the 5, play the Wasteland. Let's get Warb into play. That way, if they start to tap mana, they're punished for it. I'm doing it now because I can actually pay for a mana leak with Wasteland. Hello, I am the ultimate. Oh, we got the CCG bot. Thank you, Juice. I love you, Juice. You can exclamation point card name now, guys. Think about that. And then nothing else to do, so we're just gonna pass. 1, 2. Powder Keg. I don't care. That's fine. All right, they're passing. So this is my time to get something else into play. We lose a fading counter. We draw Erhnam Djinn. That is probably one of the stronger things we can play. Although my life total is low, I may need Baloth to sacrifice this Derm. So let's go to combat. Let's get busy for 5. Beep. What's happened? What are you guys doing in chat? What do you mean you broke it? All right, opponent takes 5. They're at 10. Let's go ahead and get another bomb into play. I think we'll do Erhnam Djinn. Beep, beep, beep. Erhnam Djinn, and opponent may go. Do you have Chain of Vapor for my Winter Orb? That would be quite good. Bannable behavior. All right, Powder Keg ticks up. That's fine. I don't care. You know, in this very moment, I'm a little upset I took Rancor out of my deck because that would be an out to like kill them on the spot here. All right, we're going to untap 1 land. I think in this spot, I could draw a forest and do nothing. Let's just start getting my forests untapped first. And then Erhnam Djinn, that can trigger, fading can trigger, whatever. There's a Derm. Let's go to combat. Let's attack with everything. Hey, Shrew, I'm glad I was able to get to the stream. Thank you. I'm glad you're able to make it too. Chain of Vapor? Yep, that happens. Do I want to sacrifice my Wasteland and chain the Powder Keg? If I do that, what can they do? They can sacrifice, let's say, an island to bounce the Warb, but they're gonna get the Warb anyway. And my Wasteland's kind of stuck. I think I'm supposed to do this. Yeah, we're gonna sacrifice Wasteland, and then we're gonna hit Powder Keg. If they want to sacrifice a land, they're more than welcome to. All right, Chain of Vapor again. What are we hitting? Winter Orb. Yep, I will not continue the chain. You take 5. And I get a full on tap as well, meaning that if they don't tide us here, I can develop one of my threats. So we'll just pass. And it looks like they've got nothing. They're going to watch us sacrifice our Blastoderm, which is nice. Oh, 1, 2. Impulse. They're going to Impulse. If they miss on land here, maybe it's just crazy for us. Maybe we just play Blastoderm and go nuts. All right, they pass. I untap and sacrifice my poor little Blastoderm. City of Traitors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, City of Traitors. What is the thing we want to get countered the least? I think Winter Orb's actually really good for us right now. Let's play the Winter Orb. They basically have to, oh, they're gonna annul. Great, they have 1 in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, please don't have Force Spike, obviously. Blastoderm. Opponent has some of the sweetest islands. Okay, we've got a Derm into play. I think we might be able to get this game with this Derm. We'll see what happens. They can tide us, but the tide does not stop this 5-5 from 5-5ing. All right, we won round 2. Wow, versus one of the best decks in the format. That's great. All right, what did we do game 3? Naturalize versus the Powder Keg seems quite good. Genesis seems like I'm never gonna have the mana to do the thing, so we'll take out Genesis. We'll take out one of our Wild Growths, and then I'm just gonna bring in 2 Naturalize as a way to deal with those Powder Kegs, because those can be a little bit spooky for us to deal with. All right, let's look at this opener. It's got absolutely nothing going on. Let's mulligan. This hand has Warb, Elves. It's a little bit clunky. It doesn't have any huge bombs, but I'm not going to go to 5. And I think that like Warb is like a really good reason to keep a 6, especially with a Soul Land. We'll be able to open on Fyndhorn Elves. Ooh, Elvish Spirit Guide too. That's pretty cool. Let's go Forest, tap it, Fyndhorn. Forest Spike's fine. Do I want to, can I pay for it? Chat, can I pay for Forest Spike by pitching Elvish Spirit Guide? I will. Oh, you can. You totally can. Okay. Pitch Elvish Spirit Guide, get a Fyndhorn Elves. I wasn't sure if it worked like Dark Ritual and Propaganda, because you actually can't use like Dark Ritual mana to pay for attack with Propaganda. But no, the reason that works that way doesn't apply here. Yeah, this is totally good. All right, they're passing. Are you guys spamming the chat bot in chat? Cut that out. No more of that shit. Okay, City of Traitors is pretty great here. Let's go City of Traitors. Let's just play Call of the Herd and go to combat and attack for 1. Every point of damage matters, guys. And then we'll pass the turn and plan to try to Elephant again next turn. Powder Keg's obviously devastating, but what can you do? Mishra's Factory, sure. Okay, so we have to, another Call of the Herd. We have to think about what happens if our opponent is able to tide us. I think I want to keep like all my lands in hand because of the potential of tide. I think all I really want to do, I'm not going to attack with Elves because obviously Factory, so and paying for Force Spike here. So I want to go to combat. I want to attack for 3 and see if our opponent has anything to say about that. They don't. Now I'm going to go 1-2 and I'm going to play another Call of the Herd. If they interact with this one, then we'll Winter Orb. They didn't interact, so we're not going to bother with a Winter Orb. Maybe we do bother with Winter Orb. I don't actually know. No, I think they probably have a counter spell. We're just going to pass. You guys are torturing the bot. That's not very polite. Intuition? Intuition for 4 tides? Oh, dominate my Elephant. Okay, that's fine. Land, sure. Are we tiding? We're tiding. That's fine. All right, there goes my City of Traitors. There goes my Forest. Pass to me. Attacking's very dumb here, opponent. Why are we sitting here on combat like we're about to swing? That would be a very poor attack. What's up, Shroom? What's up, Ritual Glitch? We're on round 3 playing some Stompy. Getting ready for a paper stream tonight. Actually like 3 hours from now, so it's gonna be fun. Okay, he passed to me. I'll on tap and draw. Wild Growth. Let's just get City of Traitors into play. Well, let's attack with this Elephant, actually. Hey, do you want this trade? I'll give it to you. This is the most insane I've ever seen chat be. You guys are just actually abusing the chat bot. All right, attack for 3. I'm very fine with you taking this trade. I have more elephants in the bin. All right, trade there. City of Traitors. Tap Winter Orb. We're not going to Wild Growth because they're just going to tide away the city. That's fine. Warb. Okay, you can go. Yep, you lose a counter off Parallax Tide. Land, you have 3 in hand. Okay. If we can fade Stifle, we feel really good. It's kind of unlikely that we can fade Stifle, though. We are simply going to attack with Fyndhorn Elves. Put your life total in a multiple of 5, so a resolved Blastoderm can actually kill you. That'd be pretty good. Okay, Tide loses its last counter, so I can actually play this Ancient Tomb out. Okay, combat, sure. My turn. On tap, Call of the Herd. Let's play it. Ancient Tomb. Tap for 2, 3, Call of the Herd. Opponent, what do you think about that? 1, 2, counter spell. That makes sense to me. Opponent, you may go. All right, they're drawing back up to 3 cards in hand. Can we blink Stifle, I wonder? Oh my god, we blinked Stifle. And I get to keep both cities because they entered at the same time. Notice me Senpai, hi Death by Taco. Thank you for the prime sub. I love you. Wow, they conceded. We just beat Tide Control on Stompy. I don't know if that's supposed to be a good matchup, but that was pretty great. Look, it's almost 3 p.m. now. I need to get this video out. So if you're watching this on Fluorescent Fungus, remember, there's a paper stream tonight. This video will probably come out around 5-ish. So in like an hour, there's a paper stream. So when you're done with this video, come hang out in the stream. It's going to be great. And thank you so much for watching. As always, I'll see you next time.